So you can see I'm coming up pretty steep here. This is now the town of Zhalan. And right here we see that there are some cool old houses. These are from 1970, let's say. So yeah, 50 years old. Still from the communist time, still standing. They're big, good houses. And people still live here. These are the houses on the edge of Zhalan. Pretty big village, like I said, spread out. I'm gonna continue to Tserovo because that's where the train leaves from. About 2 hours back to Svoge. So I'm gonna continue this hike. Alright, walking here through the let's say settlements to Tserovo. We have nice little farms with gardens, planting tomatoes and whatnot. Anything that grows just to get by. It is really nice, look at it. Quiet, peaceful settlement. Flowers everywhere. It's a real nice hike, didn't expect it at all. Not at all. So right there. And houses everywhere. It's nice. Yeah, this is quite an old settlement. Because we have houses that are, for example, like this one is easily 150 years again, maybe 200, whatnot. And you see the wooden window frames. This is really old. The door. Yeah, it's nice. Real nice. And these settlements are always more up in the hills, let's say. Because it's closer to the meadows where the sheep can graze, and if you want to take them down to the river. But yeah, this is how people used to live. There's still a farmer there, but I'm not really going to film people right now. Just not in the mood for it. What we have here is a bit of an older house, or a newer house, which is from the communist times. Could be from 1960 something. Big family house that's abandoned as well. So what you had is the oldest shepherd settlements, let's say, which you see here around me. And then the newer houses were built in between them, like this one. The big one, like next to the old ones. And typically you would have the, let's say, people that used to live here, if the house got too old or got in disrepair, they would move to the bigger house, for example. Or other people came to live here, but there was a big house building program in these times. A lot of houses were built in 1960, 70 and so forth. And that's what you see, let's say the concrete houses or brick houses, when there was more mass-produced building materials and you didn't have to rely on natural materials like here clay or whatnot. Just look at it. It's just impressive, you know. All built by hand. Can you imagine? Like I couldn't put two bricks on top of each other. And then you had just normal people building houses out of wood. Just the amount of labor is very intense. Little door made of a big tree because you can see the shelves, let's say, the boards are pretty wide. I just love like architecture and just reviewing it in this way, let's say. Just really enjoy this. Yeah, I'm not going to film people too much. The area here around Svoge is known that it's not that people are unfriendly, but you could call them a bit more held back or reserved initially. Like people are cool, but you need to break the ice with them. And it's a different region than others in Bulgaria. Like if you go to Momin Prohod, for example, or south towards Plovdiv Pazajic, the contact with people is easier. Like they come to you instead, and here you kind of I don't know. You need to make effort. It's a different culture. You have a lot of contrasts in Bulgaria, also in terms of people, also in terms of hospitality. And again, I'm not saying people are not friendly, but you need to, I don't know, it's different. And anybody who knows Bulgaria will attest to that the regional differences can be quite big. But I wouldn't say there's a place where people are necessarily unfriendly. Like, I haven't had that. Here's another house. This one, not as old as the previous one. This could perhaps be 60 years old, 70, 80, something like that. You can see by the roof that like it might have been replaced, but this is a bit of a newer one, not too old, let's say. Although it's hard to tell, because if you look at the side, I'm not sure if it's even the original roof. In either case, it's just so mystical, all of it. The past life that you sense in a way that's now gone, and it's just strange. Oh well.